years ago. But yeah, wow. In person, they look really purple, but the Illusion series from Prismatic Powders really plays tricks on your eyes, and in the video and in photos you see like that pink come through, and this is phenomenal. I'm so stoked. I can't wait to get this stuff on the car. But yeah, I'll flip the camera around so you guys can see. There it all is. Just look at it. So many parts. Wow. And the bash bars there in the front. I am just blown away. It's an insane amount of parts. So we got the front and the rear bash bars here. Obviously this is the front one, this is the rear. But yeah, look at it. You can see what I'm saying. Like, especially in the light, that pink kind of comes out. And in person, I don't really see that as much. It just messes with the camera. But I love that the pink comes through on the camera, because that was the majority of the reason I was doing this, is to see that pink. But yeah, look at it. There's the subframe. Did a really good job at masking everything off, all the bushing surfaces, mating surfaces, stuff like that. But yeah, there's all our reinforcements that Luke did on the subframe down there. But yeah, rear sway bar. Thought, why not throw that thing in for this powder coat, and then we'll work our way over here. So we've got the lower control arms, the rear lower control arms, and they avoided the bushing surfaces. This is the only one that we're doing a fully spherical bushing on, so it's going to be a bit harder than the poly, but hopefully we'll get her done. And then the rear knuckles. And last but not least, the brake calipers. So I even threw the caliper brackets in, and they did a pretty good job at avoiding the holes for the slide pins and stuff like that. Hopefully we don't have to do too much removal of powder. I think they did a pretty thorough job. But yeah, there's the front calipers. And you can see on camera that flake came out real nice. Really can't tell what color it is as much as I was hoping, but it is it's supposed to be a green and purple flake. I really can't pick that up because it's so small, but yeah. And then the rear calipers. So there it all is. I was so excited to show you guys. Gosh, it's just weird how the camera picks up that pink, but anyway, yeah, I had to show you guys, especially when I just unwrapped it, and I'm really excited to check it all out. And now the kind of the nerve-wracking part, we have to be careful when we install all the bushings and ball joints and stuff like that, because obviously we don't want to nick this up. This is a pretty expensive powder coat job. Corey was nice enough to sponsor me for this. So yeah, I want to do my best to keep it nice. But I mean, the benefit to the powder coat, it is supposed to be very durable. So hopefully we'll put that to the test, but not too much. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Can't wait to show you guys, getting the bushings installed and getting this all put in the car, because yeah, it's exciting stuff. And then yeah, we'll kind of work our way once we have everything installed off the car. Then I'm hoping we can reassemble it off the car. So the entire rear subframe, lower control arms, we got all of our suspension arms over there. Install it off the car. That way we can easily just jack the whole thing up as one unit and install it that way. That's the plan, and stick around for the progress. We're gonna go hard this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll see where we're at on Sunday. I mean, it's a long shot, but possibly by Sunday it could all be in the car. That would be amazing. So got some friends coming over Friday. I'm going over to Cody's. He has a big press, 20-ton press that we're going to use. Then I hope he comes back to the garage to kind of continue using my vise and getting the rest of the bushings in. Saturday, my buddy Matt Djonne is going to come over. By then, I hope to have all the bushings installed so we can come up with a game plan for assembling everything off the car. And then, yeah, Sunday we will be at it with Carl, and maybe we'll be at the point where we can put it in the car. We'll see how it goes, but that's the plan, guys, and stay tuned. Like most things with this YouTube channel, I reluctantly get people to help me and do things for me, and this is another example. I got Kylie taking pictures of my freshly powder coated parts that I've been showing all you guys. Work it, Kai.
Like not in a state to be public. I'm gonna put it on the internet.
Come on, hon. Well, we'll pick this up when it's more exciting and Matt gets here and we're actually getting everything installed. But I wanted some cool looking photos before we get it all on the car. Because it's just cool admiring it all on the bench, right, hon?
No.
Alright guys, today's the day. I have you on the smartphone so we can get the best quality out of showing you this spread of parts. You guys have kind of already seen this already, but today's the day where we're actually going to start working on it and getting everything installed in the car. I got my buddy Matt Djonne coming over here soon. I'll bring out the camera when he's here and kind of introduce you to him a bit, but he's going to help us try to get the subframe reassembled as much as we can, get our ball joints in, and we did do a little bit of work off camera last night. We got the bushings in the control arms. So I bought these GK Tech spherical bushings, and I went over to my buddy Cody's. We pressed them in at his place. I didn't film, just I guess wasn't in the mood, or I don't know, the lighting wasn't so good in his garage, no offense Cody. But anyway, we're back here today and we're gonna see how much progress we can make at reassembling everything. So I'll flip the camera around, you guys can see the spread. So here it all is. All the parts on display. We got the front bash bar, the subframe, the knuckles, the lower control arms, and you can see the lower control arms do have the bushings in. Great success. It took us, Cody and I, a while. And then we've got the front calipers, rear calipers with the brackets, and then our differential. So we did do a steel it black on the differential, and it came out pretty nice. And then of course, last but not least is this rear bash bar. Oh, I forgot to mention the sway bar up there. That's the rear sway bar. So it's all looking great. Colors are popping. But yeah, so we have our bag of energy suspension bushings to go into our knuckles. So that'll be up next. And then we have our bushings for our subframe, polyurethane GK Tech subframe bushings. So those will obviously go into the 4 spots for our subframe. And then we have our ball joints too. So we got some new moved ball joints to go into our control arms. So we're not going to focus on the brake calipers too much today, just because I'd like to get all this other stuff done with 2 people. This could technically be more of a one-man job, but reassembling everything out of the car on that subframe, yeah, I'd like someone else here. So yeah, I'll make sure to bust out the camera. We'll be on the camcorder for the most part once Matt gets here. But I'll show you guys the progress on reinstalling everything once he gets here. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming. Now that everything is pretty, we can go at it and try to keep it pretty in the process. But it is a car part, so I have to remember they are gonna get nicked up. But thanks for following along, guys. It's been a lot of work up to this point, but now is the fun part. All right, guys, I told you Matt was coming to help us with the bushings, and he is here. So we got everything on the workbench, and we're gonna try to wrestle it in on the vise. So yeah, we'll go to town. We're gonna do the knuckles, and then we have the ball joints to go into the lower control arm, and we'll kind of just tackle it order of operations. I think both of us are gonna have to be on the vise because I tried to do it last night by myself, and like my arm is sore from holding the knuckle up. It was a pain, dude. So yeah, anyway, we got Matt here, Matt Djonne. I met him this year at Interstate Raceway, and we got some good tandems, man. We had a lot of fun together.
It's good stuff. I'm excited for this year.
Yeah, and he lives close enough to me to where he's been coming over now and helping and hanging out. So it's cool to have someone local. Appreciate it, man.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, I'll put you guys on the tripod here and kind of time lapse as we go. All right, so Matt Djonne and I are getting our bushing situation figured out. So we're trying a worm clamp on the poly bushing so that it compresses and kind of squeezes the end in so we can feed it through. I've seen GK Tech and some of the other companies suggest like cutting it down the center. That way you don't have to fight this lip, but Energy Suspension does not recommend that. So anyway, we think we got our method somewhat figured out, but we'll see how this goes. Taking a little recess because Matt brought his sockets. We went to go put this in here and it doesn't fit because basically what we're trying to do is to have a socket that fits the outside of this lip. So basically when it comes through the bushing, when the bushing comes through the pickup point, it has enough of a space to expand this lip, if that makes sense. We want a cup, basically a receiving cup on the backside. But when we went to go put my deep well socket in here, obviously it does not fit with this other pickup point right here. So we'll see if he's got some shallows that'll work for it.
All right, Lucky, so we want to probably do it this way.
Yeah, for sure. And then I had where's my small socket? This guy to push it through.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's not even worked up.
Alright. I wonder if the... No, that...
Okay, here we are just kind of cranking away at installing the bushings on the knuckle. We have our method figured out with our worm clamp. We were not able to use the axle nut socket, the shallow axle nut socket, as a receiving cup because it would not fit in between some of our pickup points. But we definitely just kept moving along and got them installed as best we could. And in the end, it turned out pretty great. All right, update, we're making a little bit of progress with Matt here. We got the bushings in the control arms and now we are working on getting the ball joints, restart that, it's bushings into the knuckles. All right, little update here guys. We are working with Matt still and we just got the bushings, using the vise, we got the bushings put into the knuckles. So the knuckles have all their bushings, polyurethane. Use the Energy Suspension polyurethane bushings, pretty affordable, and they went in okay. If you guys, you'll see in the time lapse before this, we had to definitely use some methods with worm clamps, and it was a two-man job, no doubt. But we got them, they're in, and now we're working on getting the ball joints into the lower control arms. So we're making pretty good progress, and I'll just flip the camera around and show you with the nice bushings all into the knuckles. So we got all three on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that feels good. I went with the black. I had the red on my old ones, but we did the black this time just because I think it'll look a lot better with the purple. Had that purple black going. And then Matt is over here working away at the ball joint. Were you able to get the C-clip on there? Nice.
It's on.
Sweet. Yeah. Oh yeah, that powder coat did not fill up enough to worry about the clearance on the C-clip. Sweet, man. Yeah, I think we're making pretty good progress, huh?
I would say so.
Sweet. So yeah, we got one more ball joint to go, And then at that point, Matt, I think we're pretty much gonna have to pound in the 4 subframe bushings, and then it's assembly, man. I mean, I don't know how late you're willing to go tonight, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how much we can get done. He just got done working on his wife's daily, right, Matt?
Yep, that's right.
So that.
Swap out a quick wheel bearing. Buy some time to come help Matt work on his car.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And it goes both ways, dude. If you ever need help, you let me know too. So.
Oh, I will.
He's like, especially after this. All right, man. Well, yeah, that's our little update, and I'll bring you guys back once we make some more progress, and hopefully we'll get to the point where we're ready to assemble everything onto the subframe. That'd be the goal. All right, guys, so we're gonna take a second look at our tactic here for getting these in, and then we'll update you. All right, I'm gonna turn around. All right, so we found a little bit different method here. So the GK Tech video that we watched just made it look like pounding it in with a mallet was gonna work. We knew that not to be the case, and it never seems to be that easy. So I don't know, Matt had the idea. The old ball joint press is coming in handy again. So we're basically pressing, we're on the bottom right now, so we've got the subframe flipped over, so we're doing the bottom first, and we basically have to do 1/2 at a time. So the bushing comes apart in different halves, top and bottom half. We're gonna press the bottom in first with the ball joint press, and then flip it over and repeat the process on the top ones. The only thing that sucks is this is basically like doing it, you know, 8 times. I mean, 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. So hopefully we can fly through it, right, Matt? I mean, we'll see. Like anything, if we get our method down, I think we'll get through it. Heck yeah. Subframe bushings are in. Now we'll see how much longer Matt wants to stay, because this is when it's going to get really interesting. So I'll update you guys once we decide our next move. Alright, we forgot, we're almost getting ahead of ourselves, so we got to put the sleeves, the little inner sleeves for the subframe bushings in. So we're doing that now. Ball joint press, man, this thing, if you don't own one, I'd get one. It has saved us a ton today. For not its intended use. For pressing in bushings, these little inner sleeves, it's been awesome. Alright, we got the inner sleeves in. Now we are going to plot out our next moves. Alright, Matt Djonne has decided to stick around to see us get the subframe in, but it's fighting us as usual. We are at the point where we almost had it in, and then this front stud was fighting us, and this basically this insert came popping back out the other side. So we've got our jacks rigged up on both sides and the transmission jack on the back. Good idea though to help it, be supported on the front and the back. But yeah, hopefully we can get this thing in. And let's see if we can. No, I ground it down so you can't really see it anymore. But you can see a clear line of the bed liner where this inner sleeve just did not want to go all the way up to meet the chassis. And that's why I popped it back out the bottom. But yeah, hopefully we can get her in. Sweet. Alright, using our favorite tool here, we're getting the collar, the inside collar to go back into the subframe bushing. Nice. She is back in, man. Heck yeah. Hopefully this is the final time, Matt. Okay. Alright, we're back to this point where we got the stud poking through in the front and the back, and it's bound up a little bit, so we'll see. Matt had a whole bushing fall out over here, so...
Oh, lifting the car when it's going in.
Yeah. It's lifting the car up, but he's getting the bushing back in.
Okay.
Is it,
I feel like that's about how much it was poking out last time.
Did it go in? Yeah?
Yeah, it's going in.
Hope as we tighten this that it pushes the sleeve back in with not a whole lot of resistance, right, Matt? That's the hope.
That's the idea.
What it's doing. Can't tell, but luckily I don't feel a ton of resistance, so I don't know if that's good or bad. The only thing I don't like is it just seems cocked a little bit. You see this? Where this side seems a little bit down compared to this side?
Yeah.
It's the only thing I don't like. I mean, I think it would take a lot to strip this.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, as long as you don't take it past the torque spec, then...
Wouldn't you think? Yeah, you would have to be briefing on it.
There it goes. Oh, yeah. Money.
It's going, man. Yeah, shit, that plate's a little misaligned on there, but oh well. Nice. Sucked it back up there. That's good, man. Heck yeah. Cool. All right, success, we think, we hope. We're in the clear with putting it in. Yeah, now we can kind of tighten them all up and then torque them down. All right, we've got 2 of the 4 torqued to 80. Well, what do you think, Matt? Was it worth the powder coat and then the time waiting and...
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah, dude. It does look pretty phenomenal, man. Yeah, like you said, even with a lift, I think this would have been an ordeal for sure.
Yeah.
Like with everything assembled.
It's probably the reason why you don't see people doing this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just Everything's assembled on the floor, and then suddenly it's in the car.
Yeah. Magic. You didn't see the hard part, right? Yeah, there we go. She's in. Heck yeah. Good feeling. Nice. Now, tomorrow I'll pick this up and we'll hopefully get the everything installed onto it and get the whole rear end together. Still a lot of work, right, Matt? I mean, this, you know, that's, you're asking about all the arms, the frickin' the diff, the axles. I mean, it's everything.
Definitely.
A lot left still. But
Not on the water yet, but.
yeah, that was a good start. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. Yeah.